Hey everyone, it's Vaughn from Lift Media here. And today's episode is a little different. So a few weeks ago we talked to Paige from Leadpages, and he has experience running over 700 webinars. We had a chance to sit down with him and he talks with us about the difference between pre-recorded and live webinars. Take a listen.
When I saw the 750 webinars in 3 years thing, I was like, maybe that's a typo. Maybe it's 75, right? Because I'm guessing, like, I've been involved in a number of webinars. I actually feel like I'm pretty good at them, but I'm not anywhere approaching 750. And I know there's going to be people listening, because one of the things that's on my mind is, like, when you start talking about that volume of webinars and the volume of people, the question that's on people's minds right now is, why don't you just automate them?
Sure.
Right? Because there's this big thing in internet marketing. It's like, well, I'll just take my best webinar and we'll throw it up on Stealth Seminar or one of these, platforms. And we'll say, well, we'll just run it 100 times a day, because then people can get it anytime they want it. And we don't actually have to be on. So obviously that's not a strategy that you guys, or at least perhaps you're using that strategy, but obviously your job is based on not doing it that way. So tell us a little bit about why that decision is made and what the experience is like for you and for your listeners doing that live over and over.
Yeah, well, look, there's a place for both, right? Automated webinars they have their place. One of the things you mentioned is the on-demand culture we live in now, right? The downfall of cable and whatnot, because we just want everything now.
Yep.
Which, if you can be smart about that and you can create that experience with your own marketing, absolutely there's success to be found there. We found actually that driving Facebook ads to an on-demand webinar, people still have to register, so we still get them as a lead, but they can watch the replay of that webinar right then and there, and they know it's a recording. That has worked best for us. And we can sleep better at night, not pretending something's live when it's not.
Yeah.
No offense to anybody who's doing that. It just doesn't feels icky to us, so we don't do that. But you asked why the live stuff. One, no matter what, the conversion rate on the live webinars is always better, always. We're in the ballpark of like tripling or quadrupling our revenue on a live webinar versus a pre-recorded one.
Yes.
That makes it worth doing live.
Right.
And the other thing is just that experience, that engagement that you can't get from a recorded webinar, because even though it might feel like it's a live thing they're watching, they're not getting somebody who says, oh, and Phil wanted to know his business is based on this one thing and he wonders how this can apply to him. Well, here's the deal, right? You can't do that. You can't create that experience. And when you do that, you're really creating evangelists. It's really funny, just to kind of make a point of that. A lot of people will reach out to me on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and they'll say, hey, can we do a podcast, or will you speak at my event or whatever? And I'd say yes or no or whatever. But if I say yes, we start planning it, and they'll say, the first thing I want you to talk about is like how you came up with the idea for Leadpages.
Yep.
And I'm like, I didn't. I wasn't around for that. And they're like, what do you mean? Was that something like you like bought the company? Nope, I don't own it. I work there. And it's because of that relationship that I've built through webinars that people are on, and they're hearing me kind of helping them, and they feel like, oh, here's this person that's elevated to a certain degree, but also, they feel they can relate to me because I screw up. I get the hiccups in the middle of webinars. I make comic book references. So that's something you just can't recreate that otherwise. You can fake it, but you can't recreate it. And that's why if you can manage it, a two-pronged approach is best. Now, just one note, look, Leadpages has 180 employees, right? We have an entire team dedicated to making sure all the tech is ready for the webinar, to making sure that the ads are being run properly, that the funnel is created, and optimizing the funnel, that people are showing up, that after the webinar, there's a lot of stuff that's converting. Yeah, it's just one person that is actually hosting the webinars, but we have a whole team running it. So if it was a one-person show, there's no way I'd be doing 750 webinars in 3 years.
Right.
There's no way. But because of that, that's what's allowed us to do that. So if you are a one-person show or a 5-person team, you're probably not devoting all your resources to doing that. But that doesn't mean you can't do a live webinar or 2 or 3 a week and having two of them be with affiliate partners and one being an internal one that you just promote to your own audience or to Facebook ads. And then the rest of the time running maybe a slightly different one that's automated that you're sending Facebook ads to. That's a strategy that you can do regardless of the size of your team.
Thanks for checking out our video on pre-recorded versus live webinars. Question for the week: what's your take on live versus pre-recorded? Do you have any preference? Any extra insights you'd like to share? We're on a mission to double the size of 100 businesses just like yours by 2020. Will yours be one of them? Subscribe to our channel to keep up with what's working in online funnel conversions. And if you'd like to work with us personally to double your business and optimize your funnel, go to liftmedia.co/audit to sign up for a free funnel strategy session with us to see how we can help you double your business faster.